Hi, my name is Ray, and I live in the Long Beach area of Southern California. I've been a pharmacist for over 10 years now, having graduated from USC in 2006. Since I've graduated, I've worked at a number of jobs starting as a hospital pharmacist and then transitioning into both managed care and industry. Currently, I'm a field liaison focusing on health outcomes and pharmacoeconomics. And as part of my presentation today, I'd like to share with you my experiences in LDI and why I joined in the first place. I'd come across LDI as part of my search for a program to help me identify areas where I could help lead efforts to build bridges across all aspects of healthcare. CPHA was the most logical choice as it exemplifies this one voice, one profession approach to pharmacy. Over the past few years, I've come across a number of students who have struggled with identifying their strengths, finding areas of professional fulfillment, and building on their set of skills to become prospective leaders in their areas of expertise. Now, in Western culture, we are told to believe that a leader is someone who's the face of the franchise, or someone who's the loudest in the room, or someone who takes command of every situation. I personally like to think there are also other characteristics that make a leader great. I think we all know who these three individuals are and how they've contributed to society. They show us that leaders come in all shapes, sizes, and color, and they've all approached leadership in their own different ways. But I think the overarching theme behind all three, and probably behind all other great leaders as well, is the characteristic of having grit. Now, as part of LDI, we learned that the leadership framework consisted of 5 key points: vision, integrity, responsibility, results through others, and grit. The idea of grit had resonated with me because it reminds me that we all have faced some sort of adversity and challenges that have made us feel helpless at least one point or another. Professionally, this was also the case for me. I've always been an introvert. I wasn't the best public speaker. I was actually placed in ESL class early on in elementary school. But through practice, determination, and grit, I was able to overcome those obstacles. Now let's fast forward 2 years post-pharmacy school. I was working as a hospital pharmacist, and I was questioning if there are other ways to bring additional value to healthcare besides working in a traditional pharmacy role. Now, don't get me wrong, there's completely nothing wrong with being a retail or hospital pharmacist, but for me personally, it didn't provide me with the professional fulfillment that I needed. So I began speaking with friends and friends of friends who worked in areas outside of hospital and retail, and I saw that there are quite a number of opportunities available. Now, since then, I've been fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work in both industry and managed care in a variety of different positions. And as I mentioned, I'm currently a field liaison, and most of my time is spent building professional relationships, networking, and giving clinical presentations in front of large groups. To be honest, it wasn't an easy adjustment for me, but ultimately, I found it very rewarding. So based on these experiences, I came up with the LDI project that I'm very passionate about. Because in speaking with students about their career goals, I realized that many of them are facing the same self-reflective questions that I had for myself when I was in school. They are asking themselves, what opportunities are available outside of hospital and retail? How can I learn more about them? And how can I best prepare myself so I'm most marketable after graduation? With the increase in the number of graduates in California, we as professionals need to find other ways to contribute to healthcare. But without the knowledge or guidance on how to develop ourselves into these non-traditional roles, we typically find ourselves feeling doubtful, fearful of failure, unsure if we're qualified, and even questioning whether it's too late to even make that career change. The list goes on as well. So the title of my project is Looking Beyond the White Coat Horizon, Non-Traditional Roles for Pharmacists. The goal of the project is to increase the visibility of non-traditional careers for students who are starting their first or second year in pharmacy school. In coordination with schools and their student chapter associations, my first objective is to evaluate the need and then help to lead efforts to provide them the resources that would address those needs. Now, I'm fully aware that every school is different and every school are at a different point of developing these similar programs. With that understanding, project can be accomplished through a number of different ways, including developing non-traditional career symposiums, career guides, mentorship programs, or even creating some sort of career development program that's actually built into curriculum. I am currently piloting the project, working with the AMCP Student Association at Western University. I have provided them with a presentation around non-traditional roles within industry, and they have actually expressed interest in collaborating with me to develop a career guide. There is also interest from the Student Association at the California North State University. As we continue to build on some of these deliverables, I'm hopeful that we will see a more diverse group of presenters available to speak to the students in the future on opportunities in areas outside of industry and managed care, such as teaching at an academic institution, working with legislation or regulatory affairs, conducting research at a think tank, developing marketing resources for an advertising company, or even working at a nonprofit like the WHO. Now, in hindsight, sometimes the biggest obstacle in achieving our goals is ourselves. We tend to tell ourselves that we can't do this, or that is outside of our scope, or it's just not the right time. But I firmly believe that the more we are able to share our ideas and experiences, the more we are able to unleash our inner strengths and passions, and the more we can put those strengths to better use, the more we can continue to build future healthcare leaders within the pharmacy profession, wherever that may be for you. Because at the end of the day, everything just seems impossible until you actually have achieved it. Now, I'd like to thank you for listening to the presentation. Have a great day, and thanks again. Take care. Bye now.